Hi everyone, I'm Chris and I'm here today to take you through lesson 10 of contact forces and computer science units. This is a really short lesson, just one day, but it's a great one because your kids are going to be making all sorts of connections. Things will be clicking for them. It's one of my favorite lessons. Here we go. Let's start off with how we got here. Do you remember in lesson 9, we figured out so much stuff about all these different sensor systems. Kids got to play around with them and everything. And we started wondering, well, is this how a digital scale works? Um, so we're going to be taking a look at one, dissecting it, see how it works. So let's take a look at the overall lesson. It's a one-day lesson. There's a bit of prep for it, but it's just setting up another sensor system. And there's a whole set of slides with its embedded video for you to watch to take you through that process. There's also another video with a digital scale dissection, which you can optionally do in your classroom. And a lot of this is a demo in front of the class, so I recommend a document camera if you've got one as well. All right, let's take a look at the lesson. You start by navigating in, having kids compare how a spring scale works and how they think a digital scale might be similar. And then part 2, they actually dissect the digital scale. In part 3, we look at a digital load cell, which is basically a microbit system that does the same thing as a digital scale. So they're comparing the parts and starting to list the different parts and the functions. And then we start focusing in on one piece of that digital scale, which is the metal beam. And we take a look at that in depth. And then we end up comparing it at the end to a spring scale. Again, it's a nice bookend. Overall, the big takeaways you want your kids to have is that this system is actually very similar to both the microbit sensor systems we've been looking at and to the spring scales. And we're making some physics connections too. So let's look at the key moments. Part 2, we're dissecting that digital scale. When the kids are thinking about the spring scale, they're going to think that there might be some sort of a spring or something that deforms in this digital scale. And when you open it up and you just see these pieces, there's no spring there. So that might be pretty surprising for some of your students, and that might be important to call out. It's okay if students at this point really don't have any idea of what's being deformed inside the system. I highly recommend, it's optional, but I highly recommend having a digital scale dissected, either dissecting it live with your students instead of the video, or just having one sitting there that you can refer to the actual pieces rather than just trying to pause the video at certain points. You can actually say, hey, this is the metal beam. Hey, this is the computer chip or whatever. For part 3, we're going to be exploring a digital load cell, which is, again, just a microbit system that does the same thing as a digital scale, except for this one can measure both in mass and it can measure a force as well. There's only one of these, so I really suggest using a document camera so all the kids can see. Overall, there's 2 main key takeaways you want kids to get. First of all, you want them to identify all the similar structures and then really know what the functions are for each of the pieces. It's okay if they don't know at this point what the microbit or what the computer chip and the other one does. That's okay because that'll be the next lesson. Overall, you want to guide kids towards figuring out that there's something about that metal beam that must be measuring how much force there is or sensing it. And so we're going to take a look at that in the next piece. That leads us to part 4, where we're going to dissect the metal beams. Well, again, we're looking at pictures on the screen and on their handouts. Well, these metal beams must be deforming. That's going to be really similar to the springs in the spring scale. This is the slide where we're making all those connections, by the way. This is the piece of that lesson. You're going to be looking at the beams. You're going to notice that they are made to measure different amounts of mass and that they have holes in them that are different thicknesses. And actually, the thickness of the metal beam in each piece, the more mass it measures, the thicker the metal piece will be there. And that's also similar to the spring scales. The spring scales that measure the greater mass or greater force also had thicker pieces of metal. And you can actually connect this to the wooden beams and the foam beams from lesson 4 when the students did the lab with different thicknesses of beams. And then there's got to be some sort of a sensor on the top of this. So you peel back the white glue and you notice that there's some sensor attached there, and it's similar to a flex sensor. These are the big takeaways you want students to notice during this part. All right, once you figured all this out, basically we figured out how most of the digital scale works. However, That computer chip or the microbit, we're not really sure what that does. Somehow it's going to be taking some information from that sensor about how much that beam is deforming, and it's turning it into a number that's on the display, but we're not really sure how. So in lesson 11, we're going to try to figure out, and it ends up that we start looking at the code on all the instructions for how it takes that information and processes it. All right, let's talk about materials. The digital load cell is really the number one material that we're going to have to worry about during this lesson. It's a little bit complicated, so make sure you set this up a day or two in advance. Use those supplemental slides and that video that's embedded to help you out in doing that. Here's an image from that slide deck. Really, the purpose here is just to make sure that the kids can understand all the different parts are similar and they must work the same way. So it helps them figure out the functions as well. In order to calibrate this, though, you're going to be pressing the microbit logo. So make sure when you have students up helping you demonstrate it in the lesson that they don't push the logo themselves. Finally, you'll be reusing the system on day 2 of lesson 11, so make sure you don't take it apart. In terms of word wall, there's really no word suggested by the teacher's guide. Here I've listed digital load cell only because first few times I saw it, I was just really confused by what it meant. It's really just another sensor system that measures mass or force, the same way that a digital scale does. And finally, your posters, the only thing that you're going to have to worry about for this is just one big, gigantic poster that's going to have the whole chart around the digital scale dissection, all the components and all their functions. So thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this is helpful. We'll see you back here for lesson 11. I know you're going to love lesson 10, though. Lots of connections.